Rorschach's Journal, April 15th, 2021. Shirtless man in alley wearing cat ear headphones. Reeks of marijuana and body odor. This podcast is afraid of me. I have heard its true voice. 3 reefer addicts, liberal intellectual smooth talkers, talk comics, think they're comedians. Not funny. Scum of the earth. The accumulated filth of all their jokes and movie references will foam up about their waist, and all the Snyder sluts and politicians will look up and shout, "Save us," and I'll look down and whisper, "No." They had a choice. They could have followed in the footsteps of great men. Instead, followed droppings of edgelords and comic book creators, because there's good and there's podcasting, and podcasters must be punished. Even in the face of comics and chronic, I shall not compromise in this.
It's good to see you guys.
Hey, it's been a long time.
I feel like it has been a long time, actually.
Yeah.
I've just been hella busy. My apartment's a mess. I still have yet to put anything together, except for that tree shelf.
Yeah, Jake's in a new pad. Jake, do you want to tell our listeners your home address?
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, I'm gonna let you know at the gates, I'm gonna be crushed this episode. I ate an edible.
Oh,
dude, that's all right, because I bought some more marijuana juice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, taking a sip.
I'm taking more than a sip, my guy.
Damn. Well, I don't have any special edible shit now. I feel like a loser.
It's okay.
You should feel like a loser.
Dude, mine was just spontaneously gifted to me. And so who am I to say no? You
That's
know what
true.
I mean?
You don't want to say no. Was it a stranger or what?
No. One of my people.
Just a person?
You know.
No, it wasn't a stranger. It's just a person.
It wasn't those kids at the gas station trying to sell you D8?
It was my boy, Thomas A. No.
Shout out to Tom.
Tom.
One of the 3 ninjas?
That's
Yes.
Tum, actually.
Oh. Dude, sorry.
Dude, I'm a 3 ninjas fanatic.
Yeah, Jake really is.
I could tell.
Jake's
From the moment I met you, I was like, this dude is into the 3 ninjas.
Dude, I grew up on that shit. Fucking Tum, Colt, and
Go Ninja,
and
go.
Wrong movie.
Wait,
that's Ninja.
Yeah, that was Ninja Turtles. I knew it after the first go, but I wanted to follow through.
I'm glad you committed to it at least.
Yeah, that was it. I was like, you're wrong, and Jake's gonna be the one who calls you out.
Okay, but now that you brought it up, who would win in a fight? The 3 ninjas or the Ninja Turtles?
Ninja Turtles, for sure.
Yeah.
No question.
I mean, wait a minute. You see, that was a deceptive question, because the 3 ninjas have some, like they got the burglar. Okay, before you... the one scene I always remember from that movie is that, like, they put the laxative in the one dude's drink, and he's like shitting his brains out on the toilet. So the Ninja Turtles will definitely fall for that, or at least
I agree.
Michelangelo.
I agree. You're right, because think about it. If they put it in pizza and then gave it to the Ninja Turtles, they'd be incapacitated. Done for. So this goes to 3 ninjas.
Who would win in
Agreed.
a fight? 3 ninjas or Surf Ninja? Do you remember
with Rob Schneider?
Wait,
was that Rob Schneider?
What's Surf Ninja?
Yes, he was in that.
I don't even know who Surf Ninjas are. Oh, you mean like the old...
They had that. Dude, Surf Ninjas was another 90s, let's make people who shouldn't be ninjas a ninja movie. You know how the 90s just was like really into everyone knowing karate.
Ninjas were really big in the 90s.
Yeah, Chris Farley, Beverly Hills Ninja.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Yeah, 90s were big on Ninja 90s. That's what we called them.
Yeah.
But you know what's a great question? Can the 3 ninjas handle the Watchmen?
Ooh.
That is a question as old as time itself.
That's That's so dumb. His oldest text. That's insane.
No, any one of the Watchmen would fuck the three ninjas up.
Yeah,
Truly,
dude.
yes.
Any one of the Watchmen would fuck Surf Ninja up too.
Dude. And you know who watches the Watchmen? Us.
Oh, we do.
Yeah. Comics and Chronic,
Yes,
baby.
So on that note,
Baby.
welcome to Comics and Chronic, everyone. I am one of your hosts, Jake FH. As always, I am joined by my other two ninjas. Or my other Watchmen, depending on how you want. Oh shit!
Cody just injured his
Cody
elbow.
just hit his funny bone.
Funny bone, bro.
Oh, I wish you could see his reaction. It's hilarious.
I was trying to not scream.
No,
into
I
the
know. That's
mic.
why it was so funny. Anyways, welcome back to another episode. Today we will be covering The Watchmen in all of its glory, because it is glorious.
Glorious. Would you guys say greatest comic book / graphic novel of all time?
You know, it's definitely in the top 10 for me. Absolutely.
I'd even say top 5.
I'd say top 5.
Yeah.
I think it's regarded as the greatest graphic novel of all time. I don't know if I personally would give it to it, and if I didn't, it's only because I'm biased towards others. But do I think like if there was like an official award that said best graphic novel of all time and it was given to Watchmen, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue that.
Yeah.
The thing is that immediately with Watchmen is that like in our lifetime, you know, that book came out in what, 1985, 1984, and that was before I was born. So, but what, you know, like it's already hailed as one of the greatest comics before I even read any other comics. So it's a revolutionary comic in its own right, but like for the same reason like Dark Knight was and Daredevil like by Frank Miller. But I'm not trying to downplay it in any way. What I'm saying is like it's almost like how like, you know, we're not amazed by color movies because they existed since we were born, but like when you see like a fucking really 4K HD movie, it kind of blows you away because you hadn't seen it. Maybe that's a bad example, but what I'm trying to say is like, you know, like it breaks the mold for comics, but so many comics after that copied it that, you know, like you don't ever really know. And when we started reading comics, like, you know, it's similar enough, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Or did I rant too much there?
No, you're doing great.
I kind of get what you're trying to say. I agree. Yeah, I agree with what you mean. Is it? It probably is the greatest graphic novel of all time. I just don't know. I feel like there's things that I like a little more than it, but I do love it. Like, it's a great fucking. I've honestly,
It's incredible.
It's incredible. I've reread it since I first got it. I've reread it multiple
times.
times. I reread it last year actually during primetime COVID because I got a reprinted hardcover edition. I think Anthony, you have the same one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly I got it because I saw you post about it last year. I was like, fuck,
dude,
I
it's
need
nice.
one.
Well, because I lent my brother my paper copy of it, and I don't know about you guys, but when I read books or comics, I fucking hate when people like bend the pages and shit. Like, the interesting fact about me and my comic book collection, I actually don't like for them to look like they've been read. I read all of them cover to cover, but I like them to look as pristine as they can. It's like,
I'm with you there,
so
man.
like my brother completely like, you know, folded it and bended it. And I was like, dude, and he gave it back to me. I was like, dude, you can keep this. I'll get myself the hardcover one. Like, fuck.
I have a feeling Cody disagrees.
I know, because Cody's a brute. You could tell he's just like, oh, book, smash.
Fuck you. I hate you so much.
I finished book.
Dude, sometimes I have to rebuy my own
Oh
books.
God, I would hate that.
Because I'm destructive.
I don't lend people any comic books or books because I know.
You've lent me plenty
Yeah, and
of
I've regretted it every
comics.
time.
Yeah, I don't
not
like lending
true.
books either.
No, that's not true. Not
fool.
with you, but with other people, I've lent shit and they completely ruined it.
Dude, I went through a period of time when like me and a handful of my Logan County homies were just like buying all different comics and passing them
That's
around
cool.
to each other.
Ooh.
It was dope, but in the end, like I accidentally left with some of theirs and they a bunch of mine were just like out in the, you know, universe somewhere. So, you know, like I just had to rebuy a couple X-Men graphic novels. Actually, it was one X-Men and Long Halloween.
That is...
which they're coming out with the animated feature
which looks
soon.
okay.
Yeah.
I personally love the Long Halloween as a graphic novel. It's honestly, so that for me personally, I might argue is, I don't think like it'll be regarded as better than Watchmen, but I love Long Halloween. That's in my top
It's definitely
five.
up there with it for sure. For sure.
I'm excited to reread it. Reread.
Fun fact about Watchmen that I only noticed after reading this comic book again, but actually going back to Kingdom Come, there's a part in Kingdom Come, if you read it, is it Kingdom Come or is it, no, sorry, it's Justice by Alex Ross. There's a part in that, or actually, you know what? It might be Kingdom Come. I know it's Alex Ross. Either way,
oh my
there's a part in it where you see Rorschach and the comedian in the background. And I think that's like the first time that they ever show that like Watchmen belongs in the DC universe. Because it didn't start off.
Yes,
it didn't start off as part of the DC universe.
Not at all, yeah.
No.
I mean, the way it started off, I guess, is that Alan Moore was going to write, like DC had to use these characters from this company called Charlton Comics. And these are characters that DC eventually did use, but Alan Moore like was going to use them, but then he just changed them because DC's like, no, you can't have this dark story with like these characters because the characters in Watchmen are analogs to characters we know. So like the Question, for instance, Rorschach is the Question, who wasn't originally a DC Comics character, but was from this other company. Blue Beetle, same thing. Peacemaker, who John Cena is going to play in Suicide Squad, is supposed to be the comedian.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Like that's been written down and said by Alan Moore?
Yeah, that's the story. So he was going to use those characters because DC was going to lose the rights to them. If I don't know if that specific part is true, but I know DC had to do something with, or wanted to do something with those characters. Alan Moore came up with this crazy idea, but then DC was like, no, just make up your own characters.
I always thought that like the comedian was like a warped take on Captain America.
I mean,
Rorschach is a warped take on Batman.
I mean, they are in that same way, absolutely. But those characters are still, I think,
they were made by another company.
Yeah,
and they're owned by DC.
Yeah, now they are. Yeah, and at the time they started to become. But like Blue Beetle, for instance, is more like Night Owl.
Yeah.
Because Blue Beetle has like his beetle, I don't know what it's called, but he has a ship with a name just like Night Owl has Archie. He uses a lot of similar gadgets. He's like kind of humorous in the same way, kind of a dork.
Yeah, I always thought Night Owl was kind of a bitch.
He's definitely made out to be, but when he fights crime, though, you don't want to fuck with Night Owl.
Oh, no, he fights crime like a beast, but there's even, I know for a fact, in the comics, when Rorschach describes him, he calls him a flabby mess.
Yeah.
Dude, Rorschach is a mean, he just has like, his book is like just like a mean, like the ultimate mean girl book.
Harriet the Spy.
Yeah, that, and then I also loved, so I don't know if you guys, so when HBO's Watchmen came out, and you know they made the white supremacist group wear Rorschach masks, a lot of people were like, dude, what the fuck that Rorschach wasn't a racist, he wouldn't be down with that. And it's like, yes, to an extent, but then if you like go back and read Watchmen and like read the things that he would write, it says in his diary, he had a very black and white view on the world.
Right.
And it makes sense that like a fucked up group of white supremacists would make his book their manifesto.
Yeah. Not only that, he's like a really big believer in the newspaper, the right wing newspaper in that world, which is called the New Frontiersman. Like he buys it every day.
The New Frontiersman. Yeah.
And that's a super right wing paper. And like
but we're not here to talk about politics. Anthony trying to get spicy out here.
Spicy.
What?
Whoa,
How am I trying to get spicy?
The worst thing about not wearing a shirt this episode is my back is sticking to the leather on the chair.
Also, there's no way to not get political. You started off by saying Rorschach was a member or like the right wing group, and I'm saying they can.
Oh no, I was saying it was cool how the show made the white supremacist group like fans of Rorschach.
Yeah,
it made sense.
As if he would be down.
Was motherfucking perfect.
I like that the show is canonical with the book.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was always a cool part.
It's not a sequel to the movie. I feel like it could easily be confused that way, but it's literally a sequel to the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally a sequel to the book, and it's cool.
Yeah, dude. Jeremy Irons. Dude.
Ozymandias.
Yeah, dude. He
Our
was
boy
perfect.
Jeremy.
He was
killed
perfect.
it. Yeah, once again, our boy Jeremy
Yeah.
Dude,
Irons.
two people that we've talked about before, Jeremy Irons and Regina King.
Yeah.
Fucking
Kills
crushing
it.
it.
Sister Knight.
Dude, her last name may be King, but she is a fucking queen.
Yes.
Oh, I should have.
Yeah, that was
the
Dude, but yeah, she's
she killed
she
it. So okay,
crushed it.
so who were your favorite characters on the show? Let's do the show first.
Definitely Regina King's one of them.
Yeah, Sister Knight for sure.
Sister Knight. What's his name? God, he's such the dude that the interrogator dude.
Yeah, Mirror.
Oh, Looking Glass.
Looking Glass. He was
He's a DC character.
Nice. Yeah, he was a super dope character. I loved, honestly, there wasn't anything I disliked about the show. The show was perfect.
Show was amazing. The my favorite episode is when she takes the pills and sees his memories, her grandfather's memories.
Oh, so when Sister Knight takes
yeah.
the memory pills and she gets to see that her grandfather was Hooded Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick.
Which is a huge reveal from Watchmen because we don't know his identity in Watchmen, and the fact that he's actually black is a huge reveal because...
Okay, but so going back to like other things, that was clearly made for the show. I don't think he was ever black in the comic book.
No.
But the thing is that there's nothing in the comic. That's the cool thing about the comics. You don't know his identity. All they know about him in the comics is that he could have been this like Russian wrestler or something, but it's not like proven. Or, like no one ever really knows for sure. So the way the show handles it makes a lot of sense.
Do you think Alan Moore intentionally did that? Or did
No, but you know, Alan Moore is never gonna give his stamp of approval on anything. So
yeah,
I don't know. Do I think Alan Moore meant that? No, but I don't think that changes the story in any way. You know what I'm saying? It works. It fits perfectly.
No, but what I mean is like Hooded Justice being black. I don't think is a canon thing.
It is now.
I guess what I'm saying is it's not explicit in the comics, but that doesn't mean it's not.
But because it's not explicit, it's the same thing. Like Looking Glass might have been a character in the comics, but just because they tweak his story to be different for the show doesn't mean it's not borrowed from the source material.
I think that's not the same example. You're like hung up on Looking Glass. It's just a dude with the same name.
Yeah, but what I mean is the name itself. Think about what we just read about that lame character. They wanted to change him for the show. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
But I'm saying Hooded Justice. I get what you're saying. It's not like in the book. It doesn't say Hooded Justice was black, but the show paints a really interesting backstory for him that fits in my brain is what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, I could go back and read Watchmen and it doesn't, it actually adds to it. That's why, you know, I think we all really like the show. It doesn't, you know, it's hard to like follow up Watchmen, you know, but it somehow does it. It walks that line.
Yeah, dude. Motherfucking Lindelof. That's his name, right? The dude
Damon Lindelof.
Yeah.
He's the showrunner of the show. He also did Lost and The Leftovers. Leftovers is awesome.
I never watched Lost.
I didn't watch Lost either.
Damn, no one ever watched Lost.
Actually, I know a ton of people. They all got mad at me because I wouldn't watch it with them. I was like, I'm not really interested. You're already like 5 seasons in. I'm good. You know what I mean?
It goes off the deep end. But he's. I thought The Leftovers was really good. Like I think that's one of my favorite shows, honestly. Like, and I was excited when they gave him Watchmen because...
Dude, and he fucking knocked it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
The show was incredible. I wouldn't change a thing. I'm kind of glad they're not keeping going.
Yeah, I don't think I would want a second season either for as good as it was.
But I also feel like if you're smart enough, which like the show is clearly meant for like a smart audience, it implies like what's going to happen. I think she does, in fact, do everything that Dr. Manhattan should have. I mean, if you think about it, from the comic books to the show, all Dr. Manhattan did as soon as he got his powers was smash pussy.
Yeah, he did shit.
Like, he did nothing.
He was not a man of action at all.
Exactly. He like literally just sat there and moved from one girl to the next.
Smash an ass.
Smash.
He becomes a god and it's like, time for me to fuck.
Right now, I am smashing Sister Knight. It is 8:30 p.m. As my dick enters her vagina, Janie Slater is kissing me. It's November 1974. He's just smashing in all different timelines at the simultaneously. So in that regard, he was a man of action. He was a man of smashing.
Yes, in that regard, absolutely.
Yeah.
So do you think at the end of the series, do you think Regina King's character, Sister Knight, do you think she walked on water? I think she did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think she gets his powers.
So too.
Right? I feel like she earned it.
She gets his powers.
Like you said.
She earned it, and she does all the things that he should have done.
100%. And also in the comics, he does. You see Dr. Manhattan walk on water, so it's something that's possible. And I feel like she just embodies what he should have done. Like she, especially that whole eating that whole concept of her eating the pill and then reliving her grandfather's memories, like having like these racial memories. It's insane.
But what if it's also like a metaphor for that no one should have that kind of power, male or female, black or white?
That's like the whole thing about Watchmen, right?
There's a lot of power to wield. Exactly. Watchmen is almost all about that. It's the power that masked heroes have over conventional law enforcement. It's, you know what I mean?
It's a metaphor.
The whole point is
the police state. I mean, it's just like
the police state. Ozymandias is trying to stop the two biggest nuclear powers in the world from warring with each other. I think it can be interpreted, a few different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so we are talking about the show a lot, but I feel like we should circle back to the book a little bit. Like the actual, the whole plot of Watchmen is that, Russia and America are about to blow the shit out of each other and destroy the world with nukes.
Yeah.
Cold War era nukes.
Richard Nixon has been president for so many terms.
8 terms.
He's just he's not like a dictator, but he's just there all the time.
No, he's not. They just love him.
Yeah.
People love Nixon in this universe.
And people hate superheroes.
But they didn't always.
Right.
Because at first with the Minutemen, people loved the Minutemen.
Right. But it was like a fad.
Yeah, it was like a fad. It was like the Minutemen, for those of you that don't know about the Watchmen, is the OG squad.
Yeah, they're like the 1940s.
Yeah, dollar bill.
Yeah, dollar bill.
Dollar bill, yo.
We got Captain Metropolis.
Yeah.
Captain Metropolis.
Mothman.
The comedian.
Silk Spectre.
Yeah.
And Hooded
Justice. And the original Night Owl.
Hollis
Mason, yeah.
Hollis Mason.
Dude, Hollis
there we
Mason
go, the OG.
is that dude.
Dude, Hollis Mason, shout out to Hollis Mason, who I actually really liked in Snyder's Watchmen movie.
Oh, so good.
I love that scene where they go to mug the old man, Hollis Mason, and he fucks him up.
Yeah.
And then he gets killed, but still, he puts up a fight.
Yeah, he relives his glory days in that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movies too, right? I mean, the movie, but the Zack Snyder movie, I like it. I like it a lot. I talked a lot of shit about Zack Snyder on this podcast, but I love Watchmen, the movie, and I actually really like the director's cut, which is the Snyder cut of that movie, the best.
See?
Yeah.
So
the Snyder cut of that movie.
I'm a Snyder slut for that movie, sure.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm not anti-Snyder anywhere.
I'm yeah. You know what? Me either, bro. Me either.
Has he had some bad ones?
Some
sure, but I'm not
stinkers?
some stinkers, yeah. But other than that, I don't hate Zack Snyder.
No, man.
I think he's done more entertaining films than bad.
Yes. He's had
even his bad films are somewhat entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm just saying I like Watchmen, and I like it. There's 3 different movie versions. There's the regular length one, his director's cut, and then there's an extra long one that incorporates the animated pirate part, the Tale of the Black Freighter.
I've seen the pirate part.
I haven't
It's cool.
seen it.
It's important to the book a lot, in a huge way, but it doesn't really fit in the movie.
Yeah.
No, all that written stuff in the book, like the newspapers and the interviews, it's hard to translate to that film.
Yeah.
Or to the screen.
To be fair, Zack Snyder does, I think, do a pretty damn good job at getting that far.
Dude, in the opening with the Bob Dylan song,
yeah,
that was super comic accurate. I loved it.
I loved it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's some of your favorite parts in let's go with the graphic novel.
In the graphic novel?
First of all, every time I read it, I'm excited to read Dr. Manhattan's parts.
Dr. Manhattan's part is easily holds up the best.
Yeah.
I love him going into the intrinsic field, defuckulizer or whatever.
The what?
the defuckulizer.
I like that word. Defuckulizer.
For all generic science shit, it's like he got hit by defuckulizing beams. Nobody knows.
Yeah, it's just.
But that was sick. His was like truly sick and terrifying.
Yeah.
And also, he has the best line. He's like, "I felt fear for the last time." And it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And the way, even in the comic, like the art style, who's the artist? Gibeon?
Dave Gibbons.
It's
Dave Gibbons.
Shout out to the boy.
Yeah.
He's like an old man by now.
For sure.
Like I don't know, the art for it is bananas. It's
really cool. It's weird. It's actually like, I agree. It's bananas, and yet it's actually like, it's simplistic.
very simplistic.
It's very simplistic. Simple in a very good way.
Yeah, I agree.
Very linear.
Sharp.
Sharp. There we go.
Yeah, very like the jagged, like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's like rigidity to it.
Yeah. It's very like 80s-esque, but it somehow holds up really well.
Yeah. Dude, I also love it's 80s New York. It's like primetime crime in New York. That's my favorite with anything. That's actually one of the reasons I like Joker, because it was like old New York. I mean, it was Gotham, but you know what I mean? Like, I like old New York, like prime gangster New York.
Yeah, the Watchmen world feels dark and dangerous.
Super dark.
Dangerous.
Yeah, it's mad dark and dangerous.
You don't walk the streets.
No, you don't walk the streets at night in Watchmen, New York.
No.
Unless you're asking for trouble.
Trouble.
You get the knot gangs, the knot tops.
Yeah, the knot tops.
Knot heads. Knot tops, yeah. Fucking gangsters with ponytails and shit. I like that scene in the show where they trick Looking Glass into getting naked.
Yeah.
But then
that's what I'm saying. They messed up his life. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's just, when you resort to gang life, that's what happens. It ruins lives. And when you teleport giant telepathic squids,
Yeah. Man, so that's something the movie completely got rid of and just made it focus on Dr. Manhattan. But the ultimate plan of Ozymandias is fucked up. Like, I love reading Watchmen because every time I reread it, I feel like I pick up on something new, or like I just look at it a different way. And I'm going to say, like, the first couple times I read it, I'm like, I don't really see Ozymandias being that crazy or being that much of a villain, but his plan is incredibly insane.
Is it insane or is it genius?
It's insane.
It's insane or is it genius? Dude, he's insane. Giant
I don't know, but he pulled it off.
He did.
We don't really know if he pulled it off.
He did. He brought peace.
We don't know.
You mean as far as the comic goes?
Yeah, we don't know in the comic.
That's true. You're right. The comic ends right after. For all we know. Well, then if we're going with the HBO show, we do know he pulled it off.
True, but like barely. I mean, not barely. Like America was still very fucked because you could stop the nukes, but there's still. That's why Watchmen the show is so smart. Like you can't. He didn't get rid of the racial problems of America. You can't. That's embedded into history.
It's embedded in us.
Listen, that show is so smart. I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, that show was nuts.
I loved it.
But just Watchmen in general is just so many layers and so many different things are happening. I guess what I'm trying to say for Ozymandias, like his whole plan was in the comic, he steals a bunch of like writers and artists and they get kidnapped and they're on this island and they think they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. They think it's
dude, but they didn't get kidnapped. They went willingly. They're on that island drinking Mai Tais and talking to each other and having sex. That artist and
right, yeah. But in the real world,
like, come on, they're living their best life.
Right,
there.
but before you find that out in the comic, like you're like reading snippets of newspaper clippings or hearing it on the news that these people are getting kidnapped.
You didn't hear that from the New Frontiersmen, the true news.
Well, no, they're the ones that are like people are disappearing and we don't know where they went. But no, so like they're creating this like squid monster or alien so that it's gonna appear in Times Square and everyone's gonna think that aliens have like fucking invaded and attacked so that we're gonna stop fighting each other and band together to stop the alien threat. But the alien is made with a brain of a dead psychic, or
Yeah.
Ozymandias calls them a sensitive, so that when the creature arrives, it's going to explode and send a psychic shockwave that fucks with anyone within the radius if it doesn't kill you.
Yeah,
That's fucked up.
It's brilliant. I see no flaws in the plan.
Dude,
I envy it. No, I mean, yeah, it is bad. It's batshit crazy.
Yeah.
But that's Ozymandias, man. That's the genius
Yeah.
that is, you know? Imagine how crazy people called Caesar. Just saying, man. I mean, also, you're right. It is crazy. And think about who he literally looks up to people like Alexander the Great, who raped and pillaged his way through the entire South. You know what I mean? Like, he's not like really a great
I thought
man
that was the
either.
opposite of Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great took over an empire? You think by what?
But isn't that Ozymandias' whole thing? Like, he believes Alexander the Great didn't take over through violence and conquering. He took over through, like,
His mind.
his mind, exactly. I don't know
that
any
true?
history about Alexander the Great, to be honest. I wish I did, but
I mean, I watched the movie with Colin
oh,
Farrell.
okay. Yeah, I'm sure he didn't have any. His hands weren't clean.
Oliver Stone.
Yeah.
Oliver Stone.
Yeah, Oliver Stone, that
Who plays
maniac.
it? Yeah, he's a maniac.
Colin Farrell, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Colin Farrell plays Alexander Great. There's a bunch of people in it. Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Huge cast.
There's a lot of people. Huge cast. So it's Oliver Stone.
Yeah.
I wonder if Oliver Stone and Alan Moore would like each other.
No.
Because they're
Probably
both
not,
kind of
yeah.
out there. Really? You don't
I
think
feel
so?
like Alan Moore doesn't like anybody or anything.
Yeah, Alan
Yeah, he
Moore's a
doesn't.
cranky little dickhead.
He doesn't like. I like how he doesn't like any interpretation of his work on film or TV.
He won't even look at it. He probably doesn't even
Yeah.
like. I wish he would watch the show. I feel like if there's like,
What do you know? You feel like he would like it?
I don't know. No, I wouldn't say that because, like I said, he doesn't. He doesn't like anything. But you know
What
what?
if he doesn't like it because he's just a big racist?
I mean, is that true about Alan Moore? Is that his?
Oh, I have no
Oh,
idea.
I-
I was merely saying as a what if.
what if?
No, don't quote me on that. I have no idea.
I mean,
he might be.
I know, like, he's rightfully angry at DC because they just kind of took the rights away from Watchmen and everything, and kind of,
Did they take the rights or what? Or did he already like sell them to, you know?
I don't know, it's murky, but they didn't treat him right. That's for sure. As a
I mean,
creator?
they often do. As Abraham told us, they often don't treat the creators
Right.
So shout out to Abraham Reisman,
Our boy.
our boy.
Forever in our hearts.
Yeah.
Forever in our hearts.
Oh man,
We love
I'm
you, Abraham.
fucking crushed right now.
Yeah, I
guys.
feel.
I'm
This
fucking-
weed drink is pounding the fuck out.
Dude, yeah, boys. Get it. So, favorite parts in the comic book. I love the prison escape like
Ooh,
scene.
yeah.
What's his name? Like Short Dollar or Top Dollar or something?
Yeah.
Short stack.
No, what's his? There we go. Is that his name?
Who? Which? Which?
The the little person that's the villain in the prison.
I don't know his name.
Well, that
We
guy,
never
he's
really
cool.
see. Oh no, I mean, we know what happens to him.
Yeah.
Oh, we Devin.
Jake.
I'm wrecked. I drank too much of this drink.
Hell yeah. Yeah, the prison scene is definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah. Rorschach's chapter in itself, like getting to know his backstory and, seeing him like just take everybody out so flawlessly.
So there's a cool part of like real history that they use in Rorschach's backstory.
Oh, the Kitty
I
Genovese.
remember- Yeah, there we go. Her.
You know what's crazy about that? Rorschach.
That's like a real New York murder.
Yeah, but Rorschach based his like fight for like crime on fake news. So the whole story behind that thing is that like a bunch of people were watching this woman get like raped and murdered and did nothing and didn't call the police.
Yeah.
She still got like brutally murdered and raped, I think. But
Yeah.
it wasn't like everyone around her was watching and let this happen. So like while
so you
something
think it's
terrible
fake
still
news?
obviously happened, it wasn't like a bunch of people around were watching and did nothing to help it. Like the article was like extremely misleading, and it didn't come out until like very recently, actually, maybe in the past 5 or 10 years. So Rorschach got pretty pissed, like because his whole thing is like everyone stood around and did nothing. but it turns out no one was really around to do anything.
Really?
So like, it's still an incredibly tragic story, right? But it's just not the whole.
It's bullshit.
It's not bullshit. It's just like, I mean, it's not as bad as like, you know, I guess the myth around
the
it.
old legend
Yeah,
goes.
like, you know, no one did anything. People are scum when no one's watching. Like, it kind of defeats that a little bit, which is a good thing. It's good that this story isn't, you know, entirely true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had to look that up because when I read it, I was like, oh shit, like, because I've heard that story a lot.
It's like our Black Dahlia murder.
Yeah. Anyway, what were we talking about? Dude, I don't really give a shit about Night Owl or whatever his name. What's his
Night
name?
Owl, yeah, I kind of agree. He's cool-ish.
He's
Not
cool
that
as a
cool.
side character, but he's just kind of boring.
Yeah, he's boring.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess that's what his character's there for. He's like, you know, I'm here to fight crime. They said I couldn't, so I hung up my cape, but that's all I really have in my life. But he like, you know, Rorschach will not compromise, but Night Owl compromises.
Yeah.
That's like the line between them. Like Night Owl's in it, but he's not. He's like, maybe there's a time to stop this. Like, you know, we did what we had to do.
Dude, well, you know why? Because Rorschach has that big dick energy. And Night Owl, as shown both in the art and the movie, couldn't even get it up until he put on the costume
True.
and was up in Archie with Sally Jupiter's daughter, you know? Just saying, Night Owl, he's kind of a bitch. He's a cuck. You know what he is? That's what he comes off to me as. He just comes off as a total cuck.
Yeah, wow.
I just take it as when he's not in his costume, he's impotent, but the costume makes him feel like a man.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's cuck energy.
I guess so.
Dude, Dr. Manhattan let that thing swang 24/7.
Yeah.
And he would. You know,
Dude,
Dr. Manhattan did not have cuck energy.
Dude, Dr. Man,
No.
I mean, he was everywhere at all times. You know what I mean? Like
Although,
he
to be fair,
definitely cucked himself at some point.
but Silk
or
Spectre
another.
left
for
him
sure.
for Night Owl. That's what happened there.
He's like, I am currently watching myself double team my wife. It feels interesting. 7:40 a.m. Eastern. While
He became an NPR commentator.
Well, he would be a
I'm
good
Dr.
NPR.
Manhattan, and you're listening
listening.
to Tiny Desk.
Coming up on Fresh Air.
Yeah.
Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I could never. That would have been. I'm not.
What were you gonna say? Oh, I want to hear it so bad because I know it's crazy.
It's just dumb. It's dumb.
Is it?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I could never sound so gentle.
Your voice is too wet.
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta. Dude, but you know what? You probably have a good Rorschach.
Yeah, I
voice.
was thinking that too.
nice.
Cody, do one.
Rorschach. Rorschach. Okay. Me. Fuck you. Rorschach's journal. Fucking bitch. I don't know.
That sounds very gentle.
I don't know. I could go. I don't know how to do gruff without being silly. Gruff.
You just gotta your throat. All right. Anthony, you want to give it a try?
I need a line. That always helps when we have a line.
Rorschach's journal,
Rorschach's.
and then go from there.
Okay.
Like Rorschach's journal,
Oh.
November. You know.
Oh, is that?
whatever.
Are we doing just a straight up imitation? Going for it.
Well, I don't know because you're right. That's the only thing that we've heard when we read the book. I'm not sure how I pictured his voice.
Well, he has like the squiggly lines, you know. I feel like that means he's like under the mask. He's kind of like.
Okay. Okay, so maybe the key is to like sound muffled, but without doing this. Rorschach's journal. No, it doesn't sound intimidating enough. I think the gruff does make it sound intimidating.
Rorschach's journal.
Rorschach's journal.
Ooh.
1985.
Ooh.
Okay.
Anthony.
I kind of like that.
Anthony.
Yeah, wait, keep going.
Open refrigerator. Found dog's head. Next to can of beans. Beans expired. 8 beans. Jerked off on couch.
Dude, that was
Dude, I actually kind of like your Rorschach.
yeah,
voice.
Anthony.
Really? I can do. Okay, I guess I'm Rorschach.
Yeah, you just won
Ooh, that's
that
good.
casting,
Ding, ding, ding,
Anthony.
Yeah, you just won that cast. You got it.
Yeah.
You're Rorschach.
I'm the creepiest Watchman.
Cody, who are you?
Who do you think I am?
The
Comedian. Yeah, I was just gonna say
Yeah.
comedian.
I feel like it just.
You
'cause
look
I'm
like you
loud
could.
and dumb
Oh
and-
my God, Cody, you could pull
If
off a
someone put a
comedian
mask on you,
costume,
yeah.
dude. You got the stash,
Ooh.
dude.
Ooh, I should
Yeah.
do that.
You could like make a nice scar on the side
Scar.
of your face, dude.
Oh, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
it.
Dude, you could even do bathrobe comedian. You could pull that.
Oh, with the little pin with the
Yeah.
blood on it. Yeah, just go.
Cigar.
Bathrobe
Yeah.
comedian.
Yeah.
Cigar. He has a glass of whiskey. Yeah, dude. That's sick.
That's my Halloween costume, dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I like
make
that a
my
lot.
roommates.
Bathrobe.
Yeah, bathrobe
comedian.
comedian.
I'm picturing like in a video game when you pick different costumes. Like one of it is a bathrobe and a cigar.
Fuzzy slippers, probably. I
Fuzzy
don't know.
slippers. Yeah, dude. Bathrobe comedian's sick.
There you
dude,
go.
I would love to be I'm gonna be bathrobe comedian. Nothing in this world could stop me. Yeah.
It better not.
Oh god.
Well, so Jake, I guess you're Manhattan, but I could also see you as Ozymandias.
Ooh. I almost feel like honestly now my Ozymandias would be too much of like a Jeremy Irons impression. Only because like that's the only, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
No.
whatever I was doing was definitely the dude from the movie. That's what I was channeling.
I do like Ozymandias, both book and show. He's cool.
Yeah. Honestly, if I would recast anybody, it would be the actor in the movie because I think someone could do a better job. Like he was, I don't know. He had the look, but Jeremy Irons did such a good job as him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Jeremy Irons is also like an acting god. We're talking
Exactly.
about Scar here, my guy.
Right.
Yeah.
But Ozymandias, I feel like Dennis from Always Sunny could play Ozymandias.
What? I don't know about that. All right, I'll do an Ozymandias, I guess.
Here we go.
Yeah,
And if it feels influenced, I'll try not. I don't know.
do it.
Okay, give me a line. Shit.
I don't know any Ozymandias lines, dude.
Yeah, he's always talking about Egypt and like knowledge and squid.
Okay.
Just Egypt.
Squids.
Egypt. Knowledge. Squids.
A really good Ozymandias line is, this is like verbatim, I guess, but he's like, they're like, oh, we're going to stop you. And he's like, you think I would like tell you my plan like some like comic book villain? He's like, I put my plan in action 35 minutes ago.
Yeah, like 20 minutes ago. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, he's like, grow up, Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Grow up, Daniel. I activated my plan 20 minutes ago. Do you truly think you have any chance of stopping me? Come, let's go. I don't know. I feel like he's very soft-spoken.
Yeah.
No, he is. He's a man of few words, but his words are always powerful.
How should I...
No,
Grow
I think
up,
that was
Daniel.
like, I mean, like you would work on it, but that was not bad.
Yeah.
I feel like I could do the movie guy's impression, that actor.
Do it.
Okay. Grow up, Daniel. Do you actually think that you'd have a chance of stopping me? I activated it 20 minutes ago. Kind of feel like it's soft-spoken.
It's because this is what I'm saying. Like the guy in the movie's like half accenting it.
Yeah.
Like he's
You think
vaguely
full accent.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is like he's like, I think that's like part of the thing behind him. Like he's kind of vaguely like Eastern European sounding, but
Is he? Hello.
Jeremy Irons
Hey,
isn't. That's what
Daniel.
I'm saying. It's completely
Yeah,
different.
he's not. He's English. He's completely like, he's like Ozymandias.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's
I don't know.
It's totally your
Ozymandias
call.
is a hard
I know.
one. I don't know if I can do it. Hello, I'm Ozymandias.
I feel like you got Dr.
I
Manhattan.
am
though.
Ozymandias.
Dude,
What?
His voice, at least, it sounded Dr. Manhattan-ish when you were.
Oh, I like Dr. Man. Yeah, his voice is kind of easy. Like, I am walking across the sun. My feet are touching flames. Thousands of years old, particles form together. I don't know. His is kind of like
Blue man talking, getting annoyed.
Cody, you got to come in with the comedian.
Comedian naked. Per usual.
What does the comedian say? And doesn't he have kind of a accent?
He's an American man. He's like, I'm the comedian.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm covered in bug bites.
Oh.
I went kayaking yesterday, and when we got off the river,
you just got attacked.
there was I've never seen a swarm. It almost gave me like a panic attack. I have like welts on my back. It's not great.
Whoa.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sounds like a terrible river journey.
It was great until the end.
Isn't it always?
I
just want to officially say, since we're here now, rest in peace, DMX.
Rest in peace.
We did not get to see, when we last recorded, he was still alive.
Dude. Yeah.
So I feel like in honor of DMX, RIP.
No.
So we're gonna smoke one up.
Smoke one up.
Yeah, dude. Let's smoke one in DMX's honor. Fuck it.
Yeah, dude.
It's what he would want us to do.
Did you guys read Doomsday Clock?
I did.
What did you think of that?
Art was cool. Stories okay.
So Doomsday Clock was DC's version of what the sequel to Watchmen might be. And it's not as good as the show by any stretch.
No, but it's our boy, Jason Fabok.
Oh, no, it's Gary Frank, actually.
Is it shit? Gary Frank? Either way.
He works with Jeff Johns a lot. The Doomsday Clock series has its ups and downs, but one thing I did like was the way Dr. Manhattan kind of confronts Superman. Like, who do you think's winning that fight? Dr. Manhattan versus Superman?
Dr. Manhattan.
Easily, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Manhattan literally takes out every single DC hero, basically, like very easily. He's like, "What are you guys doing?" Like, it's like more of like a battle of like ideologies, where in the end, like Dr. Manhattan realizes how special Superman is, and like when you're a being of this power, you kind of have to like do the right thing. I don't know. It's like, I don't know if it's a perfect like story, but I kind of liked what it was trying to do. But Alan Moore would probably like throw up on it.
He would hate
He'd be
it.
like, he uses it as toilet paper, probably.
Yeah, he literally. Oh, I wish. It was hilarious.
What about, have you ever read Peter Cannon Thunderbolt?
No.
I think, didn't I buy that book and return it?
You did?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Damn, really? You read the whole thing?
Yeah, I was like, no.
What didn't you like about it?
Everything from start to finish.
Damn, see, that's a book I would recommend if you like Watchmen, because it's like, it's kind of a sequel to Watchmen,
I thought the
too.
art was really bad. I really didn't like the art.
The art's so good.
Oh, I disagreed.
Well, don't listen to Jake. Listen to me and go out and buy Peter Cannon Thunderbolt.
No.
Just be okay. Let me just say, like, it's basically like
you could speak about
an
it.
alternate universe, right? Where Ozymandias is this guy. Because back to like how Watchmen is based off of these characters from Charlton Comics. There's a guy called Peter Cannon Thunderbolt, and that's who Ozymandias is based off of.
Cody Cannon Thunderbolt.
Cody Cannon Thunderbolt.
Cody Cannon Thunderbolt.
Why didn't I even think of that? That's so obvious.
Cody Cannon Thunderbolt.
But like in that comic, the dude is just like 90% smarter than everybody else, or he could use 90% more.
90%. That's me, fellas.
Oh,
but basically, what's happening is that Ozymandias is doing the alien squid trick on every universe he can to try to prove it works. Because everywhere he does it, it ultimately fails, and people just go back to wanting to kill each other. That's this take on it in this comic. So that's what's interesting about every sequel to Watchmen that tries to do a sequel, at least, is that it's taking that event, like when that huge event. What happened when the squid was dropped? Did the world go to peace, or did it go back to war? Because at the end of Watchmen, when you read it, if that's the only thing you count as canon, DC even did something called Before Watchmen, which I would never count as canon. I never even read that.
I didn't even read it. Yeah,
I actually read some of it.
I'm sure there's some good stuff, but
there was some of it was cool. A lot of it was terrible.
It was terrible before Watchmen?
Yeah, I mean, like it was just like not anywhere near up to par of, you know what I mean?
Did you read like? I know there were like a bunch of different series.
I read a couple issues. I'm trying to think of the ones I read. I can't remember one of them because it's been years. It was like when they first came out. It was when they first came out because it was individual issues. I wasn't reading the trades.
Yeah. And there was like one series for each character too.
Yeah.
But so basically what I love about the Watchmen book is that in the very last page, the very last line is, I leave it entirely in your hands. So the ending of the book is like up for interpretation. Like Alan Moore wants us to be like, what happened? Did this work or didn't it work? Is Ozymandias a genius or is he a fucking psycho? You know, it's left up in the air, both? But why not both? You said,
yeah,
yeah.
This time I read it, I say psycho. Like as crazy as Rorschach is, I kind of relate to him in a lot of ways too. I like him, you know. I like his principles, you know. Never compromise, even in the face of Armageddon. That's powerful. It's crazy, but it's powerful. It's a powerful idea.
It's also like pretty fascist and like.
Oh, true.
Facts.
He's like a psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
I like that he's short and he wears platform shoes to elevate him.
Yeah, that's like one detail. They're like, look at this guy. He's got platforms in his shoes.
Yeah. What's his name? Kovacs?
Walter Kovacs? Walter Kovacs. Don't call me that. It's Rorschach. My face.
My face.
My face.
And then he makes that weird face. He's like,
oh, wait, all right. So what about like, okay, Daniel Dryberg? We didn't do his voice.
I think he just.
Who?
See, that's what I mean. He's so boring.
My regular voice. Hey, I'm Dan. Whatever. I'm the night owl.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so chilling. Hey, what up, Dan?
Yeah, what up? Fuck up the cape.
Yeah. Yeah, anyone could be Dan.
Yeah, right.
Yo, what up?
Dan.
This is my crab inherited from my parents.
Ooh, I think we've talked about this like years ago, so I don't even remember who we would have cast. But okay, Watchmen. They made a movie of it. Let's say in 1995-ish.
Whoa.
Who are you casting as the Watchmen?
In
1995?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anthony, you're insane.
Why am I insane?
That is a madman's task.
We can do it though. We're three mad lads.
All right. Fine. Let's do it.
1995?
Yeah. And whoever cast Dr. Manhattan is gay.
So look, we could use 80s or 90s actors, whatever fits best for this like mega
actors.
Cast.
All right, dude. This is going to sound mad homoerotic, but the dude who plays Zach Morris as Dr. Manhattan.
What is that actor's name? What?
I don't know his name, but that dude.
Out of all people, him? Zach Morris?
Dude, first off, you said 1995. So Saved by the Bell is like primo shit. I'm serious. Culturally speaking, pop culture. And Zach Morris was it. They had the beach, the what was it called? The seasons when they were on the fucking, where were they work? At the country club by the ocean?
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
I never got that deep into Saved by the Bell.
What?
That sounds like the college years.
No, it was after the college. It was before the college years. Okay. Yeah, but I watched the college years too. That was crazy.
All right, so even though we don't know his name, Zach Morris is Dr. Manhattan.
Dr.
Tentatively,
Manhattan.
Okay.
That's insane.
Rorschach, I'm going Joe Pesci.
Ooh.
I like this lineup already.
And he's short too, right? It works.
Yeah, no, it works. Joe Pesci. Okay, fine.
Fucking Rorschach.
Rorschach's journal.
Wait, that actually sounded pretty good. Try that again.
I can't. That was a once in a lifetime.
No, well, while Jake's not here, well,
Well, Jake's not here. Rorschach.
because you could get your voice pretty high.
I can't.
Dude, that's crazy.
He's just trying to perfect his Joe Pesci impression.
Oh, Joe Pesci? Who just did it, Cody? Oh, I missed it.
Yeah.
Anthony, can you do a Joe Pesci impression?
No, I really can't. Like I know how he sounds, but I can't do it. Yeah. What's up, Jack?
You little fucking prick, you make me pop your fucking head for Charlie M. You fucking stuttering piece of shit, you fucking...
Like, he's got
Dr. Manhattan, you prick fuck.
Yeah. Dr. Manhattan, you prick fuck.
With your blue balls.
It's your blue balls in.
What have you done? You ain't done shit. All you've been doing is taking hours, crushed ass. That's all you've been doing, you fucking asshole.
Do it, you fucking blow me up, you piece of shit, you fucking...
Yeah. Do it. Do it.
Do it. Are you gonna blow me up?
I can't even do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Joe Pesci Minute on Comics and Crime.
That should be a segment.
Joe Pesci.
I think as a genuine game,
Yeah.
as a genuine game we can do with ourselves from now on is try to like bring it
To perfect our Joe Pesci impression.
We just gotta, and like, oh, yeah, the Joe Pesci Minute.
The Joe Pesci Minute.
That's one of our segments.
All right, so we got Joe Pesci as comedian. I mean, as Rorschach.
Oh, shit.
We got Joe Pesci as Rorschach and Zach Morris as Dr. Manhattan. Burt Reynolds as comedian. That's easy. Come on.
Oh,
Easy money.
Right.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Boom.
Yeah,
we're almost
in
there.
Ooh, Burt Reynolds, nice. That's good.
You could just picture him there.
Fucking Pauly Shore as Hollis.
As Night Owl.
What? That's insane. I mean,
Pauly Shore? They're dropping the nukes.
Oh god. Oh, okay, I got it though. 1995 came out. 1996 came out GoldenEye. I'm gonna go Pierce Brosnan as Ozymandias.
Ooh. Or would you prefer Pierce Brosnan or Sam Neill?
Pierce Brosnan.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Pierce Brosnan.
You want to go with like a Brad Pitt?
No.
Not even Brad Pitt for like Dr. Manhattan?
Maybe, but he had long hair then.
Yeah, what? So? Fine, deal breaker. It's a
dude. It gets zapped and comes back together as a giant blue god. And you're like, he had long hair. There's no way. There's no way we can do this. Long hair.
Shit.
The technology didn't exist back then to get rid of his long hair with CGI, so.
All right, you want to replace Zach Morris, Brad Pitt? I think Zach Morris needs to stay in the lineup.
Okay, we're not gonna get rid of him. He's gonna sell. He's gonna sell tickets.
Him, Joe Pesci, and Burt Reynolds. That's a triumvirate, right?
Yeah, even what's his name? Martin Scorsese would not be able to handle that.
Joe Pesci Rorschach sounds insane. You fucking murderous fuck! I'll kill you.
He's just chopping a guy with a meat cleaver.
Why'd you have to fuck the kids just like cutting his hand off?
It writes itself.
It writes itself.
I would cast Sally Field as the OG Silk Spectre.
Okay, that works.
Nice.
Dude, that's some good casting right there.
Nice.
And then who is Lori?
Yeah.
Julia Roberts.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
I'm talking Pretty
1995?
Woman. Yeah, dude. 1995. That's
That
prime
works.
Julia
That
Roberts.
works. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's her, and who did we say was Night Owl? Pauly Shore, Julia Roberts.
Holy
and Paul-
shit! Pauly Shore's Night Owl.
Should he be Night Owl or should he be like Murdoch?
Oh, the old man, like
The old
that
villain or
Rorschach
whatever?
beats up.
Yeah.
Moloch.
Moloch. That's
Moloch,
it. I said
Moloch.
Because I feel
Murdoch.
like Night Owl can honestly be
Murdoch.
yeah. I feel like Night Owl can honestly be like any actor in the 90s. Like he like we said, he's so
Yeah.
plain.
He's so plain Jane.
Whoever they wanted to.
That he can
Yeah.
even be Pauly Shore. It's a
I
powerhouse
just
of a
nodded.
team we have right now.
Then we did it. That's the Watchmen.
What about? There's nobody else.
I think that's all.
All right, yeah.
Unless you want to like say, I don't know, like old Night Owl and the other. Like I can't even go that far. We don't know much about him.
Yeah. No, you're right. Nice.
Old Pauly,
I like-
old like Pauly Shore and old person makeup as old Night Owl.
Shit. Okay, who would you cast as the prison shrink, the black guy?
Ooh, 1995. I'm gonna go with Donald Glover. I mean Danny
Nah.
Glover. Sorry.
Danny Glover.
Yeah,
nice.
Danny Glover. Absolutely. That's
Oh,
like
pretty
Predator
good.
2, right? That's when that came out. So that's perfect.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That mega hit
Prime.
of a movie.
It was no, it wasn't a hit, but Predator 2 is great, and Danny
Predator
Glover
2
makes
is-
it great.
Well, Predator 2 is insane. It's the Predator in Los Angeles hunting down
Yeah,
gangbangers and shit.
Yeah.
there's a
it's
train
honestly-
scene that is intense.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I love the first Predator.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
honestly.
The first one is
It's-
classic.
It's like I think it's just a good film, honestly.
Yeah, dude, that scene
It
where
is.
he's cutting his chest.
80s movies were strong.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, you want to put
Strong
Arnold?
movies with strong men.
Ooh, Arnold is Dr. Manhattan? All
Yeah.
right, let's do it.
95
You're
Arnold?
right.
Yeah, for
95
sure.
Arnold.
I am
He's
tired
already
of
been
these
naked. He's already
people.
been naked in the
Yeah,
Terminator.
there you
I
go.
am
So we know
tired
what he
of
looks
these
like.
people.
I can't do an Arnold impression. I'm not gonna try.
I'm tired of these people. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Schwarzenegger. I am Dr. Manhattan. Oh, wait, no, here. If I am to have a symbol, it is to be one I respect.
Dude, Last Action Hero, you remember that fucking movie?
I actually don't.
Oh my god, get out.
I haven't seen it.
Wow, of course not.
I think I have, but I
Dude,
honestly don't
it's
remember.
Arnold. He comes out of he's like in a movie, and then he comes out of it like there's like he comes out of the movie, and then the kid watching the movie gets drug into the movie, and it's
Whoa.
Ooh, that sounds pretty cool.
yeah, it's pretty.
Sounds
cool.
classic 80s.
90s, my guy.
90s. Yeah.
That's
might
one.
be
Of,
80s,
that's
I
one
don't
of the
know.
cooler things about Watchmen, the comic too. Though, like within the comic is the comic, the tale of the Black
Yeah.
Freighter, and
The
that
Black
comic is like a
Freighter.
metaphor for what Ozymandias is doing, because the
Mm.
story is about like this dude who survives like this pirate massacre, and the only way, and he knows the pirates are gonna murder everyone in his town or in his island, and he's stuck on this island after his crew got massacred. So the only way he's going to get back to his place to warn everyone is he has to like make a raft out of like the dead remains of the crew. He has to do something really monstrous in order to do something
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
supposedly
yeah.
saving people. So I never got that. I had to read I had to read Watchmen a bunch of times and then watch some YouTube shit to be like, oh, okay, now that story makes sense. Like
Mm.
Ozymandias is literally a dude he's ignoring these really monstrous things he's doing in order to be like, no, see, I fixed everything. Like everything's going to be good now. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like you can't make a good omelet without cracking a few eggs basically. But like he's talking about like a few million people.
Millions.
Yeah. You can't crack an omelet without making some genocide. You
Oh,
know what I'm
boy.
saying?
You can't crack an omelet without making some.
But then for some
genocide.
reason, the Watchmen TV show is all about like eggs. You know what I mean?
Dude, Alan Moore loves eggs.
No, that wasn't in the book. I'm saying it's the TV show was all about that. You remember that? Like it was popping up a lot, especially how Sister Night got her powers, or we think she got her powers.
Facts.
It's interesting.
I think it's like, what came first, you know?
What came first? Jake, did you not watch the show?
I meant like the chicken or the
No,
egg.
I know. I was just being
I was
dumb.
high.
I'm high.
I'm really high.
You guys are
High as
high.
a drink.
Hey, man. I've never been higher.
How? Okay, out of 6 Joe Pesci's, how many Joe Pesci's would you give Watchmen?
Ooh, which one? Oh, overall, like the graphic novel, or what?
Just Watchmen in general.
Dude.
On a scale of
Oh,
1 to
all
1 to 6
encompassing.
Joe Pesci's, with 6 being the Joe Pesciest.
I would give it a 6.
Same. I would have to give it 6 Joe
I
Pesci's.
would give it 6 Joe Pesci's.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
What? You wouldn't
So-
give it 6 Joe Pesci's?
How many Joe Pesci's are you gonna give it?
Joe Pesci is a high standard.
That's what I'm saying. So it can only go as high as 6. 10? No, I don't want to break reality. So
Cody, we're talking about all of Watchmen.
The
In-
entire universe.
The entire universe, whether it be film, book, TV, just Watchmen. How many Joe Pesci's will you give it?
5.
5.
Oh, 1 Joe Pesci shot of making a triple. Whoa.
We'll count that a
Why-
Home Alone 2 Joe Pesci, so it's okay if
Oh,
it's
yeah.
missing. It's fine.
Yeah, he'll find his way back.
Home Alone 2 Joe Pesci was incredible.
True. I guess you're right.
Who do you think was better, Home Alone 2 Joe Pesci or Home Alone 1 Joe Pesci?
Home Alone 1
2.
Joe Pesci. Whoa, really?
Whoa.
2
hot
was
take.
better.
This is.
You
yeah.
better unleash a
Okay.
giant alien squid before we destroy each other, because this is
exactly. I'm saying, okay, what if like there's a fucking they time travel and they meet each other? So it's Home Alone 1 Joe Pesci versus Home Alone 2 Joe Pesci. Who wins in a fight?
they're fighting each other, or are they going to team up?
Yes.
Because halfway through, he's going to be realized, I know how to stop Kevin McCallister now.
Oh.
But what
shit.
if
And
there's
then they
two
tag team
Kevins?
fight?
Yes.
What if there's 2 Kevins?
2 Kevins, yeah. Tag team fight.
Wait, what if the 3 ninjas took on Kevin? Who's winning that?
Oh. Took on Kevin Solo Dolo?
Yeah,
Ooh,
The 3 ninjas take that.
you think so?
Oh, for
Even
sure.
though 3 Ninjas was a blatant cash tie-in somehow to copy Home Alone down to just
Okay,
adding
but
brothers.
they added ninjas to
Yeah,
it,
just-
so it's better.
Yeah, but they
Home
still
Alone,
had to
but
give
with
it.
ninjas. That's exactly how that movie was sold
Yeah.
to the studio. They're like, imagine Home Alone, but with ninjas.
And it's a genius idea. But you don't think Kevin McCallister could take on the 3 Ninjas?
Three young like-minded children who are just as full of prank shenanigans as he is.
Yeah.
Plus, they're trained in ninjutsu
Yeah.
by an old Japanese samurai. Like, no, man.
Kevin's not afraid to use weapons, though. We know this
Yeah,
about him.
Kevin-
Neither are the 3 ninjas.
Dude, Kevin.
They have more
murders-
honor, though.
Dude, if
No, but dude, I'm going with canonical film 3 Ninjas because in the second one they fight in Japan and they kick a lot of ass. And dude, it's more bodies. Like, so okay, fine. Say it's 3 Ninjas versus Kevin, right? One of them dies. Okay, there's 2 left. Like, they're eventually like, yeah, some of them will get murked out, but in the end, one of them,
Yeah, but what if
It's
Kevin
gonna
calls
be
on
Tum
Shovel
Tum.
Man?
yeah, it's gonna be Tum Tum.
Shovel Man could come into the picture at any point.
Shovelman is
Bird
Like
Yeah.
Pigeon
Bird
Lady.
Lady.
Yes!
Bro!
It's not just Kevin. He's got a squad.
Dude, 3 Ninjas have a squad too. You forget.
Yeah. Okay. IDW. I think this is the comic company we need to get in contact with. They like doing like movie comics, so we're gonna do Home
Nice.
Alone versus 3
Hello.
Ninjas,
Ooh.
because you know they're gonna eventually team up to do the
Yes.
ultimate trap the bad guys scheme,
Which is
which is Harry and Marv learn karate or something
Oh, shit.
and have a squad of ninjas behind them.
Jesus.
all to steal something from Kevin's house, I guess. No, 3 ninjas and Kevin are like their families are sharing a summer home or something like that. So
Shit. Dude, okay, how about this? What about are we going with the good son, Kevin McCulkin?
Macaulay Culkin. Kevin McCulkin. It's Kevin McCallister or Macaulay
So you're saying,
Culkin.
yeah, you're saying you're gonna bring in all the cinematic Macaulay Culkin character
I'm
universe.
doing Into the Spider-Verse style, but Macaulay Culkin.
Richie Rich. What?
Richie
Dude,
the Page Master.
They basically already got their own but with Richie Rich, they have their own Iron Man. With Page Master, they have their own Doctor Strange. It's, what's gonna stop them? The 3 ninjas don't have nothing.
The 3 ninjas have Hulk Hogan at some point. I know that
exactly.
much.
Yeah, wait, are we including the Hulk Hogan verse? Do you
of course,
that?
if you guys get fucking Shovel Man and Bitchin' Lady, we definitely get super megastar Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Oh, so Mr. Nanny Hulk Hogan's coming in and saying,
He's coming in
better
there.
listen, brothers.
Dude, I'm talking Gremlins 2 Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, the
What
cameo.
you know about that?
He just has a cameo.
Still.
Dude, Gremlins is one of the best movie franchises ever made.
Hell yes.
Dude, I grew up on. I'm surprised you've seen Gremlins, Anthony.
Fuck. I love Gremlins.
I knew that. I knew Anthony.
And Gremlins 2 is actually a great sequel. Like,
Gremlins
you know,
2
a
is
lot of
hilarious.
movies, a lot of horror movie sequels. I guess Gremlins is a horror movie. I don't know. Gremlins 2 is a great sequel.
Comedic.
Don't sleep
It's
on
a horror
it. Yeah, but
comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, horror comedy.
That would be one of my favorite horror scenarios to actually encounter.
Would you ever actually? So say
Really?
say there was a Gizmo, a real life
I'd be
Gizmo.
scared.
Would you take it, or would you be like, nah?
Nah, bro. I don't even want
Hell
a
no.
dog right now, bro. I'm just waiting. I've got enough
Yeah.
going on.
I mean, it's just so easy to instantly cause murder and mayhem with a gizmo. So
Yeah. I
That's
say,
what, that's
I
when you
say-
zap him. You say, "Don't
yeah,
do that."
No,
shit.
I say put him down.
Yeah, exactly. I would buy him, and I'd be like, "I'm sorry, little creature. Like, you can't live comfortably on this planet without causing havoc." And then, you know,
Just shoot him into space.
yeah.
Or
you guys would do that to Gizmo. You'd pick him up. You'd be like, "Arr," and you'd be like crying.
I'd
You
be
would
like,
not be able to kill Gizmo.
I'm sorry, little one.
I would Sir Greg. Yeah, I would Sir Gregor style.
Fine. In that case, I'm taking Gizmo, so you don't do that to Gizmo.
Dude, but now if you get him wet or ever feed him after midnight,
Then they're gonna kill you.
yeah, they're gonna kill you.
Okay, but here's the thing: when is it not after midnight? What does that mean?
No,
when can I feed it?
I think it adapts to your time zone.
Zone, yeah.
Yeah, but what?
knows
Okay, but it's so
alignment with
vague.
the stars.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly.
But like, so can I feed it at 8 a.m., which is after 12 a.m.?
Yes.
Sunrise.
Why? That's after midnight.
Sunrise.
Do they say that?
They
It's
die in the
sunrise.
sunlight.
Yeah, remember the gremlins die.
So
They
he can
turn to
eat
stone
as long
if
as
sun
the
hits
sun's
them.
out. Right.
And they, yeah.
Water makes them. Water makes him turn
You
into.
can't get them wet.
water-
At all.
Yeah. Well, water makes him whatchamacallit. It just makes him like
Multiply.
reproduce. So they don't
We
automatically
die,
become
we
gremlins.
Multiply. That's what they
Yeah.
say. You know?
Yeah.
It seems like feeding them is what turns them into the gremlins.
You think feeding them?
Well, then once you're a gremlin and you get water on you, then you become another gremlin.
Wait, really? That's it?
Yeah, that's what happens in the movie. Like when a gremlin jumps in a pool, then it's like you better fucking run.
Why? Because more come out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, this first one is all about just like the gremlins spawning over and over, but the second one they're like genetically altered, so there's
Okay.
like powers and shit.
Have you guys ever seen Critters?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, like there's critters, there's ghoulies, there's all these like gremlins ripoffs.
No, but Critters is like the spiky things with the
Yeah, but it's definitely a Gremlins ripoff. Critters.
Did Critters
If
come
Critters
after
didn't come
Gremlins?
out after Gremlins, I'll
don't-
give you $20.
I don't know. Critters is the OG.
I hope not. It just sounds so dumb, Critters.
Critters, dude. You know, them critters over there yonder.
Do they have like special magic rules?
I don't know, honestly. All right, dudes. I think I'm gonna hop off.
I'm dying.
You think we never wrapped up the episode? We've been talking.
Oh,
this is
shit.
still going. All right, Jake's leaving.
All right, guys. Jake's officially dead.
Someone just just threw him out a window.
Oh.
Whoa, was that a window sound?
That was just an accident. Or was it?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're dead, bro.
So I guess that wraps it up, boys, huh?
Murder.
Yeah, take us out, somebody.
If you like this episode, why don't you follow us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts? Share this episode with a friend or family member who likes Watchmen. And Cody?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I just was caught off guard. I was just like, hi, taking in everything you were saying. It was
Hi, you're listening to Comics and Chronic, and I'm Jake FH.
I'm Cody Cannon.
And I'm Anthony Iannaccio.
And you can tune in every Thursday to hear new episodes of Comics and Chronic.
And make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Comics N Chronic. That's Comics, the letter N, Chronic.
We'll see you guys next week.
Woo!
Peace.